to the July 16th meeting, the Weare Board of Selectmen. We start off at 6:15 with a couple of non-publics. That brings us to a few minutes past 7 o'clock, and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, and we will recognize Chief Sean Kelly in the swearing of a new police officer.
Thank you. Stay for a minute. This is one of my favorite, if not the most favorite things I get to do here for the town of Weare, is introduce a new police officer. This evening, Selectmen marks the end of several months of work to introduce a police officer candidate to the Board of Selectmen. We started this process by reviewing the scores of standardized written tests administered in early February. What followed was a time-proven method that combines self-selection, community participation, and New Hampshire Police Standards and Training Council mandates. In the end, after multiple interviews, an extensive background investigation, fitness testing, medical, psychological testing, and a comprehensive polygraph examination, I'm pleased to introduce to you tonight Mr. Paul Lewis. Paul will turn 27 years old early next month. Though born in Weymouth, Paul currently lives in Hull, Massachusetts, where he will remain until he successfully completes the police academy. He is the youngest of 4 siblings. Paul graduated from Whitman-Hanson High School in 2009. After high school, Paul attended Massasoit Community College, then transferred and graduated from Bridgewater State University with a bachelor's degree in social work in 2015. He went on to earn a master's degree in social work from Boston College in May of this year. Paul has been accepted to attend the 176th session of the New Hampshire Police Academy. He'll begin there on Monday, August 27th. The Police Academy is scheduled for graduation in December of 2018. Once he has completed the Police Academy, Paul will begin the Weare Police Department Field Training Program. It is anticipated that he will complete his pre-service training in late March of 2019. Consistent with terms of collective bargaining, Paul will begin at the probationary officer step of $21.50 an hour, including an education enhancement for his master's degree. With that, it's my recommendation to the board that you hire Paul Lewis and swear him in as a police officer for the town of Weare.
Thank you, Chief. I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion that we swear in and hire Paul Lewis as a new police officer for the town of Weare at the starting rate of $21.50 an hour.
Is there all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's done.
You guys stand there and you guys want to take pictures? You can come over here. Yeah, you guys can come over here. I'll move. Ricky, she wants to do that. Okay.
I state your name.
I, Paul Lewis,
Do solemnly swear that I will faithfully
that I solemnly swear that I will faithfully
and impartially discharge
and impartially discharge
and perform all the duties
and perform all the duties
incumbent on me as a
incumbent on me as
full-time police officer
a full-time police officer
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
agreeably to the rules and regulations,
agreeably to the rules and regulations,
the Constitution,
the Constitution,
and the laws of the state of New Hampshire,
and the laws of the state of New Hampshire,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, now.
Go ahead.
There you go.
Oh, wait, you can make this.
Oh. Paul, do you want to
Yeah.
This is the oath you just took. Okay.
It's official now.
It's
official.
official now.
It's official. It's too late now.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Paul.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
All right. I'll be right with you, okay? So do you have anything else for me tonight?
I did have the hawkers and peddlers,
Okay.
but Benji had something. Do you want?
So why don't I go outside with these
You can
folks
go
for a little
outside
while?
with them for a few minutes.
Yeah,
and then-
absolutely.
yeah. Thank you, Sean.
Thank
for
you.
asking. Welcome aboard.
Yes.
All of us.
All of us.
Pick a time.
That it?
Painless.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, you had public comment next, sorry.
Next on the list, we'll have public comment. Go ahead.
Look who's on the other side of the podium this time.
Comes familiar voice.
I'm not here to complain. Not really. I want to just talk for a couple of minutes about the town hall and the needs over there, and to try to nudge the board along with that process. I have in front of me a list that was composed on May 4th, 2015. Rick was a new board member, and now he's a senior member.
Scary how that
And there
changed.
are things there that haven't been addressed that are just getting worse. One of the things on the list was the rot around the eaves. But 3 years later, there must have been a lot more water that soaked in there, and that's gotta be worse than what it was. At that time, one of the spires had fallen off. We toured the bell tower, and since then, they've all been either fallen off or have been taken off. And I just really would like the board to consider waiving certain aspects of the purchasing policy so something can be done over there. There have only been a few things. There's only one major thing that's been done over there since 2015, and that's the replacement of the boiler. The other things have all been pretty small, like taking out all the overgrown shrubbery and changing the parking space for handicapped. The railing for handicapped access has been painted. The new parking signs have been relocated, and a few other things, but basically the major things that we have to address in order for them not to get worse really have sat undone. Now, I think it was last fall, Sherry and I met with a person from Weare Roofing to look at that and to give us an estimate. And we received an estimate of what it would take to rebuild the spires and put a new roof on the bell tower and so forth. Now, knowing that it couldn't be done last year, Naomi contacted Weare Roofing, and they gave her an inflationary figure that would take into account if it had to be done in 2018 rather than last year. So, with that in mind, the warrant articles were put out. One was for the specific for the bell tower, somewhere in the area of $49,000. And then a second one, which I believe was also approved, was to add money to the regular building and maintenance fund of about $15,000 to bring it up to, I believe, $70,000. So there's money there to do the bell tower, and there's money there to address the rot around the eaves and probably some other things too. Those two major areas are what I'm focusing on here and really encouraging to move on. The purchasing policy, I know it means a lot, but the purpose of it is to keep everybody honest, to not show favoritism, and to see that you get the best deal policy. It shouldn't be a roadblock. And where we have a company that has proven itself in two instances in town. This is the company that put the copper roof on the stone building. I think they also made the tops for the chimneys over there too. And then they rebuilt the tower at Clinton Grove Academy, and also there's been no complaint about that. So you've got a company that has proven that they are a respectable company. And so if we're not able to get other, you, not us anymore, but if you are not able to get other bids on that, you've got a proven company. We had an earlier bid that was $20,000 more. I really encourage you to move along and reach out to Weare Roofing and see if you could get them in here to do that.
I thought we were trying.
I've called them and I didn't get a response back, and I think Naomi's
I've emailed twice.
emailed them twice with no, I
But-
think they're right out straight.
But I think what we did is I asked for a quote. I didn't-
Yeah, and you already had the quote,
Right,
you know, the quote
because
for
when I
that.
emailed them, I asked them for an updated quote.
I'm just, you know, that's the centerpiece
Yeah.
in
I was under
town.
the impression that we had.
You know,
reached out
that's
to
the
them, so-
centerpiece in town. It really is important to catch the bell tower piece, but also that rot. Those are the two major things that are staring us there, and when we get those done, then we can move a little more slowly on some of the other things.
Right.
But those
I
two
know I
really,
even said at the last meeting, and I didn't wanna go to town meeting with all these things being done, because I know people are gonna be very upset, and rightfully so.
well, I think so too, because, you know, they've
Rightfully
approved
so.
this money,
Mm-hmm.
and they really expect to see it used, and when they see it properly used, they'll be more receptive next year
Right.
when we go
I agree.
back with some more, so that's my spiel, and I really will encourage you to move on that, and if there's anything I can do to help, whether it's making contacts or whatever, I'll be willing to do that. The second thing that I have has to do with this SEDS, Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy Committee that I stayed on. And they have completed a draft of their updated report, and it will be posted for public comment on the websites of New Hampshire, Southern New Hampshire and Central New Hampshire Planning. And if it's okay with the board, I'll send Naomi a little couple of sentences that maybe could be put on the website so that people are aware that if they want to look at this, they can do that.
That'd be good. That'd be awesome.
Do we have a copy of that? Does Naomi have a copy?
Well, this is still in draft form
Oh, okay.
until after it's gone through that public hearing part, which
Okay.
is from next Monday, 30 days from next Monday, it will be open for public comment, and then we'll get copies of it, I assume.
Okay.
But you know, I'm happy to see the project come to an end.
Okay.
I was on that committee for a few years. I was on that Southern New Hampshire Planning Committee there for a few years.
Yeah, well, this is a combination of the two groups together for this economic, this year they included Manchester in it, which is so big, it really complicated it more. But anyways, the project is done, ready to go, just having that 30-day period for public comment.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
So anything I can do to help on that town hall, you know.
I'll call, I mean,
We
I'll
get your
call
number.
him.
Yeah.
I'll call
It's
him.
nice to see you.
Yeah.
Man, it's been a month since I called him. I called him twice, really, within a week of each other.
Any other public comment? There being none, we will recognize DPW Director Benji Knapp on chip coats.
Just got a couple things, I guess, that and, the equipment operator, whichever order you'd like me to go in first is fine. Start with the chip coat since you brought that up first. So I've done all of my expensive road jobs so far this year, all the paving, most of the paving. What's left is, just a small amount. And so I got a chance to get a good look at my road reconstruction budget. And something I've been wanting to try for a long time and want other people to try is chip coating. It's something they do in a lot of other parts of the country on a new road. As soon as it's paved, it gives it an additional wearing surface. It's not something you do to a toilet. You do it to something that's in good shape. So I kind of, put some thought into what road might be a good candidate. Being around for the last 15 years, any roads within the last 15 years, I know what's under them, so you want to put it on a road that's got a good base. And Hodgin Road's getting just about 10 years old, and it's still in fairly good shape. It's getting a little bit of alligator cracking. So I went out there with an expert, a company that does it, and they suggested trying this fiber mat chip coat, which I hadn't seen done before. It's a little more money, but what they do is put down a layer of oil, a layer of shredded fiberglass, layer of oil, and a layer of chip. And it all comes out of one machine. It's done one shot. And kind of sold me on it. I'd like to try it, and in the future, I would like to go back to just original chip coat, and it's a little cheaper, maybe on a better road, reservoir or river road portions of it, or mountain road after it gets a couple years old. really important to try to keep some portions of your good roads good. It really bugs me to put all this money into a road and then just watch it go to pot and do it again 20 years later. I know we're in the same boat every other town is in with no money, and it angers people when they see the same road getting going to a couple times in 10 years, but you know, when you put $250,000 into a mile of road, it's worth putting a few thousand in it every once in a while. So with that said, I reached out to see what it would cost, got a rough idea what it cost, so I sent it out to bid. Only one company put in a bid. I don't even know who else does it, or I would have reached out to others, and that was Allstate Minerals, and the $3.20 a square yard, and that's for the whole Hodgson Road from 149 to Flanders Memorial, which they say adds a little bit of traction too, which is a plus, because they're always scooting off that road. That's not why I'm doing it. That's another plus. So there's the bid, there's my ad they put in, right. Yeah, maybe we should let it get Russell. You know, that's got a foot of, I ran equipment on that job as a lot of the roads, and that's got a foot of base, 6 inches of state spec crush, and 3 inches of pavement. That's got a good base under it, and all new culverts. They do everything. We don't have to do anything. I don't even have to flag. It's all part of the deal, so. They clean up the mess, they do everything, so.
How long is Hodgson Road?
7,000 feet.
Roughly.
So it's gonna be about $53,000, and they claim it's gonna give another 8 to 10 years of life with that wearing course, because that oil will go into the cracks that are starting. He said another couple of years, it'd probably be too far for that. He'd want to do an overlay, so. I'd like to try it. If
How
happy
long's
with
it
it,
gonna
I'd like to
extend?
fall back to more of a traditional.
Extension. What'd you say about an extension?
10 years.
10 years it's gonna add to it?
8 to 10.
8 to 10, yeah.
Wow.
Believe it when we see it, right?
Right,
Have you got the money in your budget left
Oh,
over
yeah, I
this
got
year?
plenty, yeah.
Okay.
in the road reconstruction money.
A lot of towns have been doing traditional ones. Antrim does it every year. I heard Hillsborough did a section this year. I'd like to be able to do a mile of traditional chip coat in the future. It'd be a little cheaper. It'd probably been 35,000 instead of 53, but.
How long does that last?
Well, another half a dozen years, but that has enough alligator cracking up there. They didn't recommend it. That's one thing about them. They wouldn't do it if they didn't think it was going to turn out good, because every time they do something like, I get emails all the time. Every time they do something like that, they invite towns from all around to come watch and try to sell them. Like I said, I've seen it. You know, where I grew up, that was part of the new road job. The chip coat came behind the paver. You know, it's something they do. You can see the road better at night. That's what I liked about it. Where you can go faster. You know, when it rains and stuff, the black road's pretty hard to see. You know, but it's for another wearing course is all it is. I've heard people complain it's hard on cutting edges, but I don't know how it can be any different than a dirt road or anything else when it's snowing. So.
When, do you remember when Hodgson was redone?
Can't remember the exact year, but it was,
Tim was here.
no, it was
Tim did
it
the
was
last
before Tim got here.
Yeah, it was.
He top coated it, so,
Oh,
cause
okay,
we did Thorndike and then we did Hodgson.
right.
And then the following, because I remember he was mad because the whole budget had to go to top, the road plan was for the following year to top coat from 149 to Reservoir Drive.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. So it must be, it's getting close to 10 years. It's held up pretty
Is it
good
really?
if you
Gosh,
ask me.
time flies. I haven't
Yeah, the only part seems rough is the part from Junction of Quaker down the reservoir.
Yeah, that's Thorndike. I'm not gonna go, I'm doing just Hodgson.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that section, that's all like.
That is
so
getting
well,
rough,
where
yeah.
there's rocks coming up.
Oh, yeah.
You can't ditch it properly because they
Yeah, there's no place to go.
put fiber optic up the ditch lines.
Great.
I ditched it one day and then I saw the signs. I said, ooh.
Stay with me.
Yeah.
I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion that we approve the bid from Allstate Asphalt Incorporated, chip seal, Hodgson Road, approximately 7,000 feet, for a price of $52,000, $800.
Funding source.
that?
Funding source.
The funding source will
Be
be
the road
coming out of the
reconstruction.
road reconstruction money.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll give it back to Benji. Ben?
Thank you.
Call him up.
Thank you. I'm excited for it, I really am. I like to try new things and so, we, in the non-public, we discussed moving 2 employees up. I'd like to run by you guys. I had another guy give his notice and quit, moved on to another truck driving job. Can't buy a truck driver right now.
No.
I know you guys know that. I just wanna show you this. This is the ad I put in for my truck driver. I'm not throwing it in your guys' face. I just want you to know, as you probably well know. Town of Ware's on the top, Town of New Boston's on the bottom. And they're,
Sorry.
sorry about that.
No, right?
Yeah.
Joe's supposed to be sick.
It's all right.
I saw it as a
already saw it,
messenger
yeah.
anyway.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's $2.30 an hour difference in pay
Oh,
scale
boy.
For the same exact.
for the same thing. We looked on the municipal site there, you know, town of Henniker's looking for a transfer station attendant, do same thing Bill Straw's doing, they're starting $16.67 an hour. Bedford's starting at 18, going to 25.35. Sunapee starting at 17.63. I know it's the same old song, I don't know what we're gonna do. You may hear me ask when it comes time, CIP, to give Public Works $1 an hour boost, we'll see. Might go down in flames, but I don't know what else to do. I can't just start a new guy hires and they're gonna make more money than the guys I got there. So that's not fair.
You can't have
So,
that.
and I know we'll get resistance about it, but you just can't buy a truck driver, which is good because that means the economy's good. When you can go set in a triaxle, don't even have to check your oil in the morning for $20 an hour. It's not much incentive to come plow snow all night. So, anyway, I know we got good benefits and stuff, I understand, but, anyways. Kinda wanna say that in the public, it's just, I'm really concerned about it, cause I haven't had anybody even call me about the first one, now I got a second one. I can only drive one truck. But I was happy to hear that John didn't give up his CDL, so that's terrific news.
I haven't replied yet.
Yeah, no.
Keep it that way.
Yeah, no. My days of plowing it.
So, we had 2 operators positions open, and 2 guys put in, and it was gonna be a really hard decision, who got it, until I found that we had 2. There was one that Tim had never filled, so, with that said, I would like to promote Hobart Kibble and Tony Tavares as equipment operator, starting $18.21 an hour, and after a probationary period, going to $18.76 an hour.
Entertain a motion?
Make a motion that allow the Public Works Director to promote Tony Travaris and Hobart Kibling to equipment operators starting at $18.21 an hour, and after their probation, be raised to $18.76 an hour.
Your second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is that effective
Thank you.
tonight?
Effective, yeah, I would say.
So
effective
tomorrow, they'll start at the new rate?
Yeah, whatever works for you.
What are you
Or do you
doing?
want to start the pay
Beginning of the pay
period?
period.
Pay period is Friday.
Friday.
So,
It's easy for
effective-
me.
Yeah, we can
Let's do the
start
pay
that.
period.
Yep.
Yeah,
Pick
let's start on
Yeah,
Friday.
new
Start on
pay
Friday.
So
yeah,
effective this 7/20?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Still second, and still all in favor?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Okay, good.
Yes.
Alrighty, well, I don't have nothing on the radar anyway, but I'm gonna be going on vacation, so I won't see you.
Yeah, did you guys cut that stump off of that tree?
We did.
Oh, so I was gone, I come back, I go,
Oh, and he also trimmed the apple tree.
We trimmed the apple tree best we dared.
well, I'm saying that,
Best we
that,
dared.
that butt end was.
Yeah, that oak tree is a little sketchy. I sent the excavator and the guy's pretty handy to saw up there. We came down early, did this one for the parking lot filled up. Trimmed it so I can get under it the mower. A little risky sending a couple loggers to go trim a tree. I usually get them on the ground and then cut the limbs off. I was nice.
Come back looking like a toothpick.
So I would suggest that, I'm gonna keep it, maybe we'll contact an arborist. I don't know nothing about them. All I know is when you get, my sister lived in an apple orchard for years out in Washington State, and when they cut an apple tree to make apples, they butcher them so they look like crap.
Yeah.
If you got that for apples, and that's what you need to do, if you're gonna have it for shade tree, it's not too bad the way it is, I don't think. But I don't care. So,
When you head down?
I'll be leaving the 28th or 9th,
Okay.
whatever that Saturday is.
I'm gonna give you a call tomorrow. I got a complaint
A complaint?
about a road, that's all.
All right,
So, I'll just fill you in.
okay,
Just wanna run it by you, that's all. Nothing
Yep.
bad, just,
Yep.
it was brought to my attention. That's all.
okay.
So,
Well, thanks, guys. Sorry I was late. I'm gonna go
No.
tow my pickup out of the, in case there's a fire, get it out from the
just,
front of the
just,
barn.
just try and start it. It'll probably start now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you try and get it to the shop.
Have a good evening.
Okay,
Thank
thanks,
you.
man.
Sean, we had a couple things. The hawkers and peddlers, I didn't send you guys a new one, but we had a few very minor questions. And I talked to Laura today about some revisions. The, question of the $50 fee, I went over that with Laura, we're gonna leave it alone. That's on number 5. Sorry, I'm taking over. Part of my nature. I'll flip it to the second page. So up in the top, we talked about a description of the motor vehicle. We added at the end a comma, and it'll be a condition of approval. So that's a requirement as a conditional approval. 5, I talked about $50 fee was okay. Then when you get down to, we kind of overcomplicated things, I think. The home delivery man or the, I guess we talked about, I talked about the Schwan man, which was an ice cream thing. Typically, you place your order and he shows up. It's just like Amazon and UPS.
Right.
So it's an order. Snap-on tools, if you're, going to a business, she said it's, what we have written is okay, they don't have to follow it. The Snap-on tools don't. Old Home Day, because of how Old Home Day is, I explained to her that, you may have all these vendors coming by with a tent, but she said then this doesn't apply to Old Home Day either. So, that was as simple and a quick review as I could get. Other than that, everything else stayed the same. I don't think I missed anything else.
Patriotic celebration, did you mention that?
Yeah, she said that doesn't apply here.
Good.
It's your door-to-door that unexpectedly come across that they're gonna be driving around a neighborhood and wanna knock on someone's door. This is what it's meant for, not for a celebration in town or Old Home Days. Or the Snap-on man that comes by and you might buy a tool for yourself or the business.
Right.
You may not buy anything. But that's part of the business, and she said that that's okay, this isn't required for a business. So other than that, if you want, I have a clean copy here. Oh, not that one, this one. That I can pass down. All the draft is taken out of it and all the corrections have been taken off as Sean had put forth.
Move to approve the amended hawkers and peddlers agreement.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Did we finalize where the payment was going?
The selectman's office is gonna handle the application,
Okay,
so they'd have to pay for it here.
okay.
As Sean indicated, they don't do the money over there anyway, so. And Sean, the only other thing I had was the, Clough State Park agreement, okay? You might have to talk a little bit about it, but,
Luck, I know about 3 straight words.
yeah, basically what I gotta do is, I'll just tell you. So the front application is, you and Ricky will have to sign here as both on all 3. And then I need to send them a letter by the board indicating you guys can sign it. And then they were okay with the insurance certificate. And I added this, what he wanted. She said that would be okay.
Okay.
So, and then we'll just need it back.
What's going on is, the folks that manage Clough Park, for the last several years, have asked us to provide police coverage, limited police coverage down in the park. And very frankly, I've resisted them because it's just, we've been a little bit shorthanded. They sent a contract this time, and we had officers that were in off-duty status that were willing to do the work, and so we started the process. But the contract, like any contract, needed some legal review. So this was supposed to have a start date a month ago, 2 months ago, and it was delayed because of this legal review. And evidently, they've resolved their differences. So they've got five contract copies of the same thing?
There's three of
Oh,
the
three.
same, and there's three because it has to be distributed to everybody, but Sean is on there as a signer, and then the chair, it's not signed by the entire board. So someone would have to authorize, actually, you could authorize both Chief Kelly and the chair to sign the agreement with Clough Park, and then you guys have to initial all those pages too.
Yeah. Okay.
So one stays with us, one goes to the state, one goes to the feds. Is that
That's what I'm thinking.
So,
She said she needs 3 originals.
It's still run by the state.
Yes.
Well,
yes,
yeah,
it
The
is.
park is.
Yes,
It's
it is.
owned by Corps of Engineers.
Yeah, which is, always makes it interesting.
Say the
Excuse me.
least.
So anyway, in essence, what this does is this just describes, the relationship between the town, the park, and the feds relative to a very limited delivery of police services down there. It's measured in hours a week rather than anything more substantial than that, and it's essentially. Fill it when you can, and if you use mutual aid, that's fine. We would get billed and we turn around and then bill them. So it's,
gonna be a pass-through.
So this is
Yep.
a detail.
Kind of.
Kind of.
yeah, yeah, kinda,
Kind of, sort of.
But the state's giving us.
the money,
Yeah,
right.
it's just
Oh,
going
there's
on
no-
for that.
Yep, so if
So
you,
there's
if
a-
you
there's
want
a-
me to, I'll start signing and pass this on.
That front sheet, can I have that front sheet back?
Guess we have to make a motion for it.
Yeah. And there's the motion right there on that front sheet.
You're well prepared, Ms. Baldwin.
That you've got to authorize the chair and him to sign, and there's an agreement number, and there's a dollar value to the agreement.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's
Price limit
A cap.
figured by, it's a cap,
Mhm.
and then we have to give that as well with
there.
those.
Account number.
You don't have to give the account number.
Make a motion that we approve Chief Sean Kelly and the Weare Police Department and Chairman Frederick W. Hippler of the Weare Board of Selectmen to sign an agreement between the town of Weare and the state of New Hampshire Natural Cultures and Resources to have, provide limited police coverage at Clough State Park. The agreement has a price limitation of $2,389.60 with an end date of June 30th, 2019.
We got covered the whole sheet.
Yeah, you gotta kinda, it's.
Is there a
Yeah.
second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So you sign and share.
Yeah, I gotta move your little sticky notes because they're in the wrong spot.
No, you sign below it. So I know what to move.
See,
And you leave
see,
enough
the sticky
space-
note's got an arrow and it's pointing to a spot.
Yeah, I
that
know, but it was bright pink, so it alerted you, didn't it?
What?
It alerted you that something was going on. So if you just share that box with, and then
I'll leave them plenty of room.
initial the pages too, though.
Oh, Lord. All right.
2, 3, and 4 have to have your initial and his initial. And then you're free to go, I think, I don't know
Unless
anymore.
he's get rough, yeah. He can go get medical assistance for the writer's cramp after that.
What about me? I can stay here. No.
Yeah, yeah, Ricky, you have to stay.
Yeah.
All right, start that one down, please.
Under the pink, under his.
Yeah.
Did he leave you space? There's a box there, 11.
It says contractor signature. Oh, yeah, no, well, all right, I'll sign next to it.
Sign next to it, sign
Okay.
whatever, as long as it's legible.
See, was I wrong, Ricky?
No, yeah, I can, yeah, yeah.
Stop.
They always
I
point
put his
wrong
big
way.
sticky note there too. Excuse me. Yeah, that's all you can hear when I go.
I think that's one.
I'll make sure, trust me. Or I'll be calling you. So far, so
Here's
good.
the last one.
Is there 5 on that thing down there? Good boy. So, well, I have to notarize it, see, when I get upstairs, so.
What a shock that it's gotta be in
You
3
gotta
parts.
swear at you now.
One more. I didn't have anything more. You don't either, right? Today's conversation, we'll do a non-public. The conference call. I can do that later. though.
Yes,
I can do that later, though.
that's
I
correct.
talked to Laura.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll need a non-public under.
See?
C. Okay. I'm good. I just need non-public at the end. He doesn't have to stay, though.
I just need 2 seconds of your time in the hall.
Yeah,
Okay.
All right, so you wanna? He can take over.
It's gonna be 2 seconds.
You too.
Yeah, I think it's a little late now.
Thank you.
Let's see. Hi, Peter. How you doing? How are you? Good.
Right here.
Visiting fireman.
Good night.
Oh, that was quick. That was quick.
Could have put, stand by for a sponsor.
Yeah,
Or
sponsor,
work for
yeah.
my sponsor.
Yeah, Jack's gonna do a dance over beforehand.
Oh,
That's our sponsor.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
The ratings just went down.
Yeah, they just,
Yeah.
just went to the bottom.
Sharon, you're up.
Two viewers shut it off. Big packet.
Writers.
Yeah, we're gonna have it.
Okay, so what I did was, I
Yep.
did all that for
Yep.
them. I couldn't find 93.
That's because it was on a different map.
Or was it on that one?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It was. It's right here
Oh,
at the end. Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. So I broke this all down, campgrounds, mobile homes, homes for sale, payment arrangements,
And deeded.
deeded, and rent to own. So, do we wanna look at deeded first, the ones I deeded?
On the back here.
Sure.
All right, the first two, those houses are on the lake, Lake Horace.
No, yeah, Lake Horse, yep.
And the deeded ones?
That one, I just deeded them.
They received their notice and they haven't contacted us, so.
No, and I tried to contact them and no.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
So we have deeds here
Mm-hmm.
for those.
So the 4 Daniel Lake one, Naomi and I talked today and we said we're just gonna deed it.
Mm-hmm.
There's, yeah, do you want me to just, so,
Yeah.
we're talking 4 little tiny parcels, okay? There's a little tiny sliver right here.
Yep.
There's one right here at the intersection of Twin Bridge and Old Town. And then there's one way up here on the private road, that's not lakefront, it's right there. And then there's one more at the very end of Daniels Road, right there.
And they're all non-conforming, obviously.
They're all non-conforming on
So
the
none
private
of them
road.
are buildable lots or anything?
No buildable lot there at all?
No.
Especially the.
Not without going to
The
zoning.
corner one, I don't think is
No, I
The
think
buildable.
so.
corner
it's-
one, it would be a good thing, I said to Sharon,
Yeah.
maybe, he's,
If we need to move.
he's tried to find someone to buy it, and just to get, to pay the back taxes, but you never know what could happen in the corner, site distance or whatever, it's right there in the
Right,
corner.
yeah. I'd
It's
rather have
only,
it than-
0.48 acres.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's why this afternoon we decided,
And they're all land only.
yeah.
That little sliver does go down to the lake though. That little piece.
Is it right away to the lake?
Yeah.
But it's off that little dog leg thing.
Yep.
So now, this rent to own the person. She called me, she was gonna, well, she finally called me after several attempts. She wants to do a payment arrangement, but she doesn't own the house yet, but she's trying to get them to put it into her name, so then she can do a payment arrangement. I don't know what you wanna do
Well,
with that one.
I think legally it's not up to her at this point.
Correct.
Right. So I
we
think
should go ahead.
she needs to hold myself. She needs to hold and figure out what these people are
I
doing.
mean.
Correct.
Have
So-
you contacted the owner?
I contacted the owner and she won't talk to me because she claims she doesn't own it anymore. They're renting to own it. So then you have to move, yeah,
Right.
think-
Well,
That's what I said.
I would want to see such.
yeah,
I would want to see such an agreement on paper.
That's-
exactly.
Well, even that, I mean, that's, it's like a three-card Monte game here. I mean, oh, yeah, no, they got it, no, they got it, no,
Yeah.
where's the, you know, where is the
But
VA?
exact
Point, let's just go back to the point.
think we ought
It's
to
been
just deed
3
it.
years,
Right.
and now Sharon searched them out to find that information. Nobody came forward.
Right.
So I think
Deed it.
you
I
just
think we
push
ought
the
to
deed
just deed
button.
it,
Deed it?
Push it,
Yep.
read it.
Okay,
Yeah.
and either
That'll
that'll,
wake somebody up.
it'll either wake them up or,
okay,
Because if they're gonna point fingers, how much longer are you gonna do that?
exactly. So payment arrangements. There it is. Oh, I do have a couple that need to be signed, but they don't have all the information with it yet. Do you wanna wait for all the information with them?
As far as what information?
Because they're doing a option 2 and they've got till December to pay it. And we have to get all their information for their how much money and everything else. They told me how much they wanna pay, but we need to find
one
out
was that?
their
Which one
pay
that would be?
stubs and everything else.
which one would that be?
That would be
Number 1.
Martell, no, she hasn't come in yet, she's supposed to come in. Martell and
Oh, Clifford
Palmer,
Clifford Ave.
In Palmer.
yeah, and Palmer, David Palmer. He said he'll be in before that, before December to pay it all.
He's done it.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, Clifford's done it last year, so
okay.
I'm just waiting for his,
You know, we're talking 15 taxes.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to drag feet.
It's
any
not like
longer.
No, this
Yeah,
isn't-
this is
exactly.
no.
This is since 15, it's
Right.
And he also, his wife is on this too, Martell. So she came down from Maine to sign the agreement. And she also, when she comes back home here in New Hampshire, she's going to the bank and getting a loan to pay them all off. And then they'll go from there. Or it's his ex-wife, it's his ex-wife. But
Pay everything up to current?
yeah, they'll pay everything
Now,
up to
when do they
current.
plan on doing that?
As soon, in 3 weeks, as soon as she gets back, because she's helping somebody out that broke a leg
Okay.
up in Maine.
Well, in that particular one, if we don't have that in 3 weeks,
Yeah,
we send it.
okay,
Yeah,
That's
so
my
tell them-
thought.
Yeah,
That particular one.
give them, well, it'll probably be a month, so you give them.
Right.
give them
Yeah.
Give them 1 month.
If they
And-
don't
and
come in and pay it up, then.
Maybe drop them a dime and let them know that that's
Okay.
it's pending. They get a month,
okay.
and then the other one.
Palmer? Yeah, he signed an agreement, it's in my, and I'm just waiting for that, all that paperwork too from him.
Okay, Phillips.
Phelps, they've already got one. Charlene, we talked about today.
Yeah,
What about,
Robert.
Yeah, we already signed that a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we signed that
what
one.
about Alvin and Joan?
She's supposed to come in, she hasn't come in yet.
Send it,
Send it,
send it.
okay,
And we're talking 3 years here, it's not,
yep.
they know about it.
When did the deed letters go out? A month? That's been over a month, right?
Oh, deed letters went out in May.
Yeah, so here we are in July.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, send them.
No, this doesn't include, this isn't all of them, right?
This is all that's left,
that's just all that's
cause
left.
she got payments on
I
the
got
rest of them.
payments.
Yeah.
What about ones up on the place up on the mountain Road?
Oh, no, those are
No,
long.
these are all the
These
new
are new
ones.
ones
No,
you're
these
gonna
are new
deed.
ones.
Oh.
These are 2015.
These are new ones you're gonna deed.
Right,
The other ones, no.
Already got,
They already got their letters.
okay.
exactly. All right.
I mean, you've got some too that, I mean, I know they're on a payment plan, but,
Yep.
They're not making any headway on it, right?
they don't even pay us, cause they don't think we're gonna take it, so I just
Well,
think,
if
Exactly.
they're on a plan,
Which ones are we looking at for
if
that?
they're
The
on a plan,
mobile homes,
Which one are we looking at for that?
the mobile homes.
No,
Those
I'm
are the
saying like
mobile
you've
home
got
section.
one above,
Well,
it says
Two above.
payment plan on Concord Stage Road.
he
Yeah.
pays 500 a month.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, so, and he's been paying, so it's probably
No.
even less than this
What
now.
about the ones above that?
They just went into deed process. They've never been in a deed process before. She was supposed to come in and do it
When was that?
last week.
did they come in today?
No, they didn't come today.
Send it.
Send it.
Yeah,
Which one are we talking
You're
about?
talking about Leclerc,
no,
Talking four.
Sandra,
Probably.
right?
four at the top?
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
Robert.
You could
Sandra.
do, yeah, I mean, you could do one of two things. You could send, because some of these people, they got their letters though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you give them a date and they just blow it off.
Yeah,
that's
and
what's-
that's just it. If we are trying to work with them and they don't wanna
Yeah.
work with us, it's, you know,
well, okay, how about,
And these other ones are right on. They pay.
how about like, Deer Haven and Elm Drive?
Dare Haven. Oh, Delindia, she has an agreement right now
We
that,
She's got a deed against it, so we got an attachment on it, right?
Yeah.
correct.
right, we have a lien
Okay,
on it,
How
right?
about the other one?
Oh, we don't have a lien on that one yet, no.
Oh, it says.
Oh, we have a
deed notice?
lien,
Yeah, it's
yes,
'cause
but
you got
we don't have a
deed.
deed.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
but I
Well, as long
mean,
as we have liens on those
so
two.
we
Yes.
make sure, what about the other one?
Same thing.
It doesn't say that there's an impending deed notice, that's why I was asking.
Oh, that's because he never signed for it.
They
I
don't
have
pick
it.
them up. They call them unclaimed.
They
Oh,
claim,
okay.
they don't they didn't
So, okay,
claim
so,
it.
but we do have notice that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, okay, so when it goes to sell,
Right, and he's been calling me, Terry Paul, he has been calling me. And they just got somebody to do an agreement with them,
Purchase
with
and
this,
sales.
purchasing sales, yep. Both of them have
That means it-
purchasing sales,
when we get the money, then,
As long as we got a lien against them, I'm good.
yep.
What about River Road and Merrill Road down there? Kelly Leclerc and.
Leclerc, she's right on, she's
on-
making
they're
her
all-
payments.
Those other two there, yep.
Yep. Leclerc and, Robert,
You just did Hudgens.
yep.
now what about,
So just to be clear, under the payment plans, the first four you just said deed,
Yeah,
and then you're gonna skip one, and the next two you said deed?
yep.
now what about,
No, let's go up the hill here.
yep, up to the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I'm working
getting
uphill,
lost
that's
here.
where I'm going.
We're going
Um,
mobile homes.
Well, you got one that's in probate, so that one's,
You can't
Right,
touch
I
that,
Can't
can't
touch
touch
that.
it.
and you can't touch the bankruptcy.
how about, yeah, I know, the
Correct.
bankruptcy, how about the one under the probate one?
She
Nothing.
just passed away, we just,
Who?
The one in
Sherry
probate
did,
passed
One in
away.
yes.
probate,
Yeah, we
yeah.
can't touch, we can't
We
touch.
Can't
it.
touch
That's in
it,
probate,
it's in
can't touch that
probate.
one.
What about the one below it though?
We can touch it, but do you want to?
Where is it? Is that
Well,
the one in?
I think that's such an unknown fear. Everybody's afraid we're gonna take
Right.
them.
I don't know how old
How old are
is it?
these?
Where's that, the one? the
Those
old-
are like in
is that- Is that the old
1970s, yeah.
Sunny Hills trailer park?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Oh, what
Down
do they
What's
by-
the,
call it?
what's the
by
worst
your
case? Yeah,
What's
what's the
wor-
worst
what's
case?
the case?
Yeah, they, somebody
You
buy-
evict and you sell it.
that's
Sell it?
exactly right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Worst
Who
case.
sells what?
You evict
We
and you sell
evict and
it.
we sell it.
And if it's
We as
not,
the town
You,
sell it.
as
Is
the
that
town.
one-
and if you can't get any real money for it, you know, hopefully you can get enough for maybe the cost of,
Right, if somebody buys it and then starts recontributing to the,
Yeah.
Even
Tax
if, even
number.
if you get the,
Are these
not
people
the
still
interest and
living
pen.
there?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, that one there is, down at the trailer park, is that, I got another one, never picked up the notice, obviously.
Oh, yeah, they didn't pick it up.
Okay, send it.
so,
Send it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
And the other four above it.
Send them?
yeah.
if they, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not
And then the top ones,
The top
minus
one,
the middle one, obviously.
okay, so the campground, Leo there,
Yeah.
they have gotten in touch with me. Right now, she's going through chemo. They will be sending that payment within a month.
Okay.
That's the top
Please,
one.
please keep track of the
First-
date.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
And up to the last one.
the last one,
At the
we
top, you
can't
mean?
get a hold of her. Yeah, that's at Buckley Road. That's all seasons.
All right, but
So the, you,
just go look at it and see what it is.
Send
so
it.
the very top one you said is the chemo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I
And
say,
they're in Autumn Hills
okay,
campground anyway.
that's fine. I say send the third one.
It's a regular camper.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
the
like,
ones that are at Buckley Road aren't all campers.
No,
The park
some of them
models.
are park models.
they
yeah.
all,
most of them
they're
are
all
nice.
park models.
you don't move those in and out.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I'd say,
We have one up there now
correct.
that's going up for sale.
Yep.
that's fine. Well,
Mhm.
maybe they can be two.
So do you want me to take
Send
it?
Send it.
I would send that one, yeah.
Need it.
You'd be amazed how many people will call tomorrow.
Oh, for that one?
There'll be calls.
No, for what you
For all
just
of
did.
them.
I know.
So I think that covers it, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then I have your deed letter, so I will deed those and then bring them back to you the 30th.
Now, you spelled Sherry's name wrong on all these.
What?
You spelled Sherry's name wrong, Serry.
Oh,
So you have to do them all.
I have to do them all over. Oh, jeez.
Where?
On the deed that she gave me to have you guys
Oh,
sign,
I
she
think,
spelled
the list is fine.
Serry on all of them.
oh, sorry.
Supposed to be in your chair.
Don't say sorry.
Do you want me, you know what, I'll just run it right now.
Can you run the rest of them? Because we got other business.
Oh, yeah, I'll
You
just
wanna?
run them all.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect, that takes it off the 30th.
Yeah. There you go.
Perfect.
Perfect, and then they can.
Okay,
Thank you.
yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, so we're moving on.
Minutes.
Yep. Minutes of 7/2. Anything on page 1?
I didn't see anything. I skimmed through it quickly and got hit tonight.
Do I want a break?
No. Oh, here you go.
Yeah, you want me to go out or you want to? No.
Page 2. Page 3. 4.
Oh, thanks, Peter.
5's pretty slim.
Yeah.
Like I said, I skimmed it quickly.
Motion to approve as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Manifest. I get that cough drop down.
No, sorry.
I gotta find it. Where's it? Put it. There, right there. All right, I move to order the treasurer to sign the payroll and accounts payables checks dated July 19th, 2018, as included in the following manifest. The payroll manifest of $55,412.16 for weekly payroll. Accounts payable manifest of $106,685.42. And John Stark's account payable of $450,000 for a total of $612,097.58.
Second.
Hold on.
No.
The following manifests were previously ordered to sign at the July 2nd, 2018 meeting of the Weare Board of Selectmen. Payroll manifest of $59,179.42 for weekly payroll checks dated 7/12/18, and an accounts payable manifest of $38,929.02 for checks dated 7/12/18 as well. As there is no Selectmen's meeting scheduled for Monday, July 23rd, 2018, I've also moved to have the treasurer sign payroll checks dated July 26, 2018, estimated to be about $70,000. Furthermore, to order the treasurer to sign up to the amount of $60,000 for the accounts payable that cannot wait until the next scheduled meeting of July 30th without incurring late charges or interest. Reports and actual check amounts will be reported to the Board of Selectmen by inclusion on the manifest memo at the next scheduled meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You had that, long pause. I thought you were done.
Long pause, I barely drew a breath.
When he jumped in. All right, I'll do the non-building one first. Beth left, I think, printouts for all of you guys that wanted printouts. Did you guys get a whole parcel of paper?
Yep.
Okay. The hawkers and peddlers, yeehaw, one more off the list. Tax deeded property for the auction. I did schedule the auction. It's gonna be for October 27th.
Cool.
Okay. The hazard mitigation plan, I haven't been able to connect with Southern New Hampshire. I gotta get that done because we may be out of time. Master plan update, that committee, I did have a couple, just a question. The kickoff meetings are gonna be 30th and 31st. Where it was a advisory only, how are we gonna handle that?
What do you
It
mean?
was done at town meeting.
Oh, Article 20.
So, Article 27, so, I have a list. Hang on. I have the list of members.
I don't think there's any question on minutes.
We voted
Even if
for
it's an
them,
advisory
right?
committee, they have to have minutes.
Okay.
Anybody that's answering back to us, are they answering back to us?
I think they're answering to the planning board.
Before Jack.
I didn't know, I had to look at the see this one.
I think it's going, the article, it was going back to the planning board. Right here, deliver, to the selectmen and then share it with the planning board, I'm sorry, by February 1st of 2019.
Okay,
So, my question is, do you fail swoop, appoint these people? You won't, you know, cause there's gonna be some grumbling about individuals. So, I'd like to maybe move it as a group. The problem, and I don't wanna say it's a problem, is the first 11 live here, the 12th one doesn't.
Right.
Right.
Well, I don't think we can appoint
So
him,
I don't think, I mean, he's welcome to be part of the committee,
but
but I don't think he can be on the committee as far as,
we have to be.
because he's not a
resident.
resident.
Mhm.
That's just my 2
Yeah.
cents.
I would agree with that.
So you want to do like you do with Parks and Rec and
That's fine.
nominate them all or appoint
Yeah.
them all, or what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay.
Entertain a motion?
Make a motion that we nominate the people that are interested in
Listed.
being on the master plan updating committee.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
List the
I would
names.
say it would be, just to answer your
I think we should list the
yes, as a
names.
formal committee, I think their agenda should be posted.
Okay.
Or at least their meetings at minimum.
Okay.
Maybe not detailed
And they
agendas,
should-
but at least their meeting dates should be posted.
Okay.
we
and
should-
minutes,
As they're
yes.
appointed, we should get minutes.
Minutes should be taken.
Yes,
Now we're gonna request that they all come in.
I think,
No,
we
I think
have
your
to
motion just
cover
did
it.
that.
The only
Just cover that.
exception to the motion that I would also, is that one of the members, Mike Sullivan, who's the library director, is not a formal member
Not
of
a
the
formal
committee,
member.
as he's not a resident of the town or whatever, he can be as.
right.
He was very involved.
I won't say he's an
Interested party.
alternate, but
Interested
Yeah.
party,
member at large.
ad hoc,
Yeah.
ad hoc member.
And why weren't we reading the names?
We'll
I don't care,
publish
you
them.
can, I can put them in the minutes, doesn't bother me a
Publish
bit.
them in
Yeah, let's put them in the minutes, we can put them in the
I
minutes.
think they should be in the minutes because I think we need to be
Yeah, we just-
transparent.
Well,
and
I mean, we
I don't
publish the
know.
list in the minutes,
I
so.
mean, these were the people that volunteered,
Right,
Yeah,
you know?
no,
I mean,
no,
we asked for
definitely.
volunteers and we got volunteers. Anybody could have volunteered.
Yep,
yeah,
Anybody
put 'em in
doesn't
the
like,
minutes.
I
so, put the list in the minutes,
put them in the minutes.
I think is the proper thing.
Put all names. Okay, yeah, that's no, I don't mind putting that, I just wanted,
Do you
Make
wanna,
sure that
you wanna
was
do number
done.
10 right now, while it's hot?
oh, yeah, please.
I'll move to, hire Courtney Preventure for the, part-time minute taker for the planning board, zoning board, and conservation commission at the rate of $15 an hour.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Effective immediately.
Effective immediately.
ACO, he still got underway. Excuse me, the application deadline of July 22nd. Harassment, I didn't get to my email with Primex, but we can do that. I wanna do that, honestly, when we do the personnel policy changes as well, cause that is part of your personnel policy.
Yep.
Excuse me.
So you're working on the new policy?
Yeah, we're working on some changes to the personnel file, and then we'll give you a draft with some proposed changes. You guys can look through it and see if there's any more. Then what we'll do is, anybody's welcome to attend any of our discussions with it, but it works similar to your, it's your policy, so works just like you did with your hawkers and peddlers. Now on the building one, part of your paperwork I sent down to you, I kinda tried my attempt at drafting a roof one for the safety complex, but, so on that would be, that's down, nothing's changed on here. I did email as well as leave a voicemail as far as the, Jan's question goes, as far as Homeland Security, I didn't get an answer back yet about that camera, but the camera bids are due this Friday. So we'll have an answer back as far as any Homeland Security money before
Okay.
that. But part of this, I don't know what the number's gonna be, but you remember part of it you set aside from last year's money.
Yep.
Cause it has to be done this year, and that's noted in the bid that it has to be installed this year. So, safety complex re-roof is the one I want you to just check. I didn't know if I worded it correctly or whatever. The apple tree, as you know, Benji said, has been trimmed.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think, we all have felt the same sentiment as Tom did with the roof, and I think he makes a very valid point. Instead of trying to get 3 quotes, why don't we just see if we can get on the list?
That's fine.
If he's got time to put us in this year, let's get on his schedule versus
good.
trying to attempt.
I'm good with that.
Because he made a very good point. They've proved themselves. It's not like a new person,
Right.
with the
Right.
projects that they've
And we've
done.
done
So
that
I
before
could
with
reach
other
out to
vendors.
see if we can get on the schedule,
Yeah,
if you want.
Yes, please.
yeah. And if you get a hold of them,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you could ask them if they're interested in painting the roof down there on
Gordon Brown.
Gordon Brown Roof. You might have a couple guys that want a weekend work or something that's coming.
Okay.
And I haven't picked it up, but they called me today and
The paint's there.
the paint, the 6 5-gallon buckets
Have arrived.
have arrived.
You know, it's a paint. Should cover it.
We'll
Yeah.
do 2 coats.
Yep.
So we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I can ask them on that one as well. The police locker, just let me share, they did arrive.
Okay.
Let me show you what they look like. They actually look pretty nice. They're all installed.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
They're all installed.
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
John, can you see this from there? They're all installed, the lockers.
Oh, nice.
So that's, next week you won't see that. Now I'm gonna mention all numbers back up again.
Good.
So that will be done. Yeah, and I don't know, was Walker interested in doing some of the rot too? Do you know? I don't remember.
We didn't show him that day. We only talked about the bell tower for some reason, but I think if he's down here, if you can get
Well,
him-
he's well
Oh,
enough known,
yeah.
and we could get some of it taken care of. That's the worst part, I
Right.
think, is that part.
Yeah.
Right, so I'll ask him that too.
Nothing back on the underpinning still.
What's that?
Nothing back on the underpinning.
No, No, I mean, and I do have the thing for the town hall, but it's the same thing, you're gonna put that out to bid for the, not town hall, for Clinton Grove, for the windows. You wanna put that out to bid and see if we get anything, and I've called them and told them to send a written quote here to you, because I don't.
The storm windows?
I don't think you're gonna get anybody. I also asked them if they'd interested in putting a few, 2 or 3 new beams in underneath that, just to get it jacked up, be, 10-year fix or whatever, probably, till something else is gonna be done, because, I don't know, it could be longer, but I mean.
Would that be a winter project for that, you think?
I don't know if they would do it late fall, maybe when the things slow down, because they're
I'm just
right
saying
up straight.
where there's no heat over there, is that all gonna be able to set up? Well, they're not
Well,
gonna
put-
set up anything but for
Well,
the storm windows, but,
no, they'll do the storm windows before cold weather, as long as we,
okay.
but we've gotta put that out to bid
Yep.
first, to see if we get 3 bids. If we don't, then I've asked them to send you a bid,
Okay.
Yeah.
which I don't think you've received yet.
No, I haven't received it.
So I'll call him again and just say.
Do you know if the stone building walkway got done yet?
No, he hasn't touched that yet.
Okay, 'cause I left it on there, I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
no, hasn't done it. It's a walkway and that little roadway in front,
Mhm.
because he said that's all cracked
Well,
so
that is-
bad
that
that the
is
whole
cracked.
thing's.
Okay. I don't have anything more
Chip
on
seal
that.
it.
Yeah, I just don't know if you guys would take a minute just to, I don't know if
I
that's what
looked
you
it
were
over.
looking for.
Mm-hmm.
It looked pretty good.
I don't mind, I don't know, this white aluminum drip edge was on there from last time, it sounded like a good idea.
I think you want the white anyway, because you got white,
White fascia.
underneath.
That's what I
Yeah,
wondered,
so,
yeah.
yeah,
so you
it's-
probably want the white,
And then
Versus
I
aluminum
wrote
color.
reshingle with a 50-year commercial grade architectural
I don't know,
asphalt
I don't
shingle.
know what the difference is between a 50 and an 80 year, but they do
Okay.
have them, but it's
But
probably,
then I
We got
wrote
30
and,
year on it now, it hasn't been 30 years, so I mean.
well, because it wasn't dented.
Barely
so
got
Yeah.
15.
Right.
They ruined the shingles.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then I wrote and re-roof, as you can see, and then I put the 3 asterisks down below that we're looking to provide 2 quotes, one for the asphalt and one for, I don't know how else I can put it in there any clearer.
Yep, that's fine. Yep.
And is this correct?
Yep.
This was on the last one.
Before-
Flash all roof penetrations, is that correct?
Yep.
And then they provide their own disposal and pay for their own
Mhm.
fees.
Mm-hmm,
They clean this daily and leave it secure
mm-hmm.
at the end of each day. They need 3 references, and they also need a certificate of insurance.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I have Monday the 13th, just so I can put it out there in time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then just gave myself a few days to post it, so I could also get it to the
Mhm.
paper.
Yeah, there you go.
Works for
And
me.
this is coming out of
before
what,
you could
government
actually
buildings?
put proper vents.
Well, I
into
think
it.
what we're gonna
Yeah.
do is we gotta see if we're gonna have money, cause if
That's
it's,
what I was-
yeah, I don't know.
It's low
It's
for
gonna be
the
$100
eaves
grand,
and
yeah.
ridge vents.
But we don't know until we get
The
quote.
ridge vents.
Yeah, I won't know until, I gotta put it out to
soffit
RFP, 'cause it's gonna be more than $5,000,
At least
I'm
one
sure.
quote, yeah.
Mm.
To get a rough
I
number.
I could send this to one person and ask him before I put it in the newspaper, if that's what you wanna do.
For what, over $5,000? Over, yeah.
It's over 5, it's gotta go to the newspaper.
It's gonna be over 5.
Well, that's
gonna
why
be
I
over
said,
I mean,
but I won't know what the number is until we get
yeah.
quotes.
Right.
It'll be
Over 5 for what?
1,000 has to go to formal bid with the
Oh.
newspaper.
Yeah, it'll be all over
It's gonna be,
Yeah.
well,
5,000.
it's gonna be
Probably gonna be like.
quite close to double that anyway.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, yeah, so,
But you don't, Jan brings up a point though, you don't know that you're gonna do it.
because we may not have the funding.
You may
Right.
not have the funding,
But I
that's what
mean,
I'm trying to think, if we're really
but
gonna
the-
try and push and get the eaves done and the,
Well, it's gonna be all done.
It's gonna be all
It's
done
gonna
at
be shingles,
once.
it's all gonna be done at once.
You can't do, I
what are
mean, the
you talking
eaves,
about?
No, we're talking 2 different things.
I'm
She's
talking
talking
about the
town hall.
what we were
Oh,
talking
oh, I
about
thought
but
earlier.
that's got money in that account.
Those are projects that we already have.
Committed to.
Yeah, and there's also some money that was left in there, like Tom said, we did get 15,000, but we also had money left in there.
I think it
as
brought
well.
it pretty close
To
down to
75.
75, didn't it?
Mildred Hall,
Yeah.
is there a little bit left there?
Yeah.
Well, we get what,
But I guess my
government
thing
buildings
is
funds how much?
if we can't get anybody back for the, and I perfectly agree with Tom, but if we can't get anybody back to do the rot, but yet we have 3 roofers that, I mean, what do you do?
We don't have 3.
Well, we have the money.
No,
though.
if we have if we have 3 quotes come back for the safety complex,
Oh,
and we have nobody come back for the rot, I myself would rather put something down than just hold the money as a kitty for next year.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? If we can't get anybody to work on the town hall,
mhm.
for whatever reason, but yet we get all these roofers that are dying to get up on the top of the safety complex, then I think that we
Right.
need to, I don't wanna say prioritize.
You gotta
but-
take it, yeah, you gotta take something off the list, so I mean,
Right.
you can't keep having it, just keep,
And the other thing is too, is, but that's a newer, I mean, you know, prioritizing, it's a newer building.
Right,
I'd hate to, kinda like what, you know, the DPW director's trying to do is preserve what he's got,
Right,
I know.
you know? And obviously the town hall, we're trying to preserve what we got as well,
right,
but,
yeah.
you know, I think that's where we're all at now, is we're all at reaction and not, you know,
we gotta be proactive at times.
yeah, we're not as
We're
proactive
not.
as we can, as we should be.
Right,
Sometimes it's because our hands are tied financially, but
right.
on the flip side of that is now we need to be reactive until we can get a baseline.
Right, yeah, but
Yeah.
the problem is, the stuff's been let go. I mean, 2008, that was brought to the attention of the board in 2008 by
Yes.
me. And
That's correct, yep.
it's gone and gone and gone, and, you know, now it gets to a point where,
You're not gonna be able, if you get the bell tower fixed, the eaves may not be there to hold up.
Oh, there's plenty of
Yeah.
beams underneath that,
Yeah,
that
that's
thing,
fine.
it ain't going
The eaves
nowhere.
are just
The,
gonna- But eventually it's gonna keep working its way into that.
Oh, yeah, no,
So-
right. What I'm saying is obviously, maybe it was us that we didn't get out fast enough this year, I don't know,
I don't know.
but regardless, if there's no bids, there's no bids, you know, I just hate to let it sit there and then do nothing with it.
No, and there's probably a couple of other roofers that might be interested that, you know,
Well, that's what
I
I'm
don't know
thinking.
what the price is.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm sure it's gonna be upwards of 30, but.
Okay.
Pretty big building.
And do we have an actual, bid thing out
No, I haven't done
that's just-
anything
for
yet.
the town, no, for the town hall? Did you actually put something together?
Oh,
Yeah. I
Oh,
sent
you
it
did,
out.
because
We
they,
got
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
we got the
Got 'em.
thing back from,
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
just
sent
wanted an
it.
updated one, because that was.
Yeah.
Right, I
well
used
over
his,
yeah,
Over a year ago,
yeah,
so,
Right.
make sure you're current.
all right.
I do need non-public.
Under C.
You want to, if there's any correspondence, and then if you give me just a second, I'll go see how long Sharon will be.
Okay.
Cause she's doing those deeds, but I don't know if you have any correspondence.
I don't.
I got a couple of things.
I have one thing.
Just to let you know that, Parks and Rec, we're meeting tomorrow night at 6:30 on East Road. They wanna try to put a multi-year proposal together for either one or two ball fields on that property, beyond the gate. So I've talked to Benji about it, and they, Parks feel they need about 2.5 acres per field, between the field and parking. And Benji felt that probably the best place for him to start would be just inside the gate to the right. He says it's gonna take a little dozer work and whatnot, but, you know, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to, like, maybe level a place off one year, next year they'll loam it, the year after, you know, so it won't be all hit at once. So,
Now, I'm
just to
not,
let you know that we're going down there, if anybody wants to come, they can. The
Alright.
other thing I got is this nice lovely gazebo we got across the road, I think should be demolished. The kids are totally wrecking it, and sooner or later, somebody's gonna get hurt.
Why can't that be fenced off to the point that,
You can't fence that off.
that is
unless you-
town property, that's not school property? So, I mean, I see the kids jumping up and down on the railings over there, and,
Yeah, they're broken. Oh my
yeah,
god.
and they're
Broken
kicking out the,
And,
yeah, they're kicking-
that
They
we,
just destroy it.
I,
Just
sh-
in the
we
past,
shut the electricity off so nobody get hurt.
past couple weeks, and then the water was on, and.
Yeah, the kids let
last
the
week,
water
and
run
they had the
everywhere.
water on, I don't know if they're on, and it took off, and there's adults, supposed to be adult supervision over there, cause they're out of that day camp. That's the-
There's a Boys and Girls Club.
And,
and there's no way we can
and
say
they're
this
not
is
paying
for-
attention to it, and so, you know,
no, because the
Unless you
liability's
put
still
a
there.
chain link fence 12 feet high, you ain't gonna fence it off, they'll
No.
get through it.
No, yeah.
I think we just ought to have, if DPW can do it, get a dumpster in there and get rid of it.
I mean, if it's gonna be a legitimate safety hazard, which
It
it
is.
sounds like it
attractive
is,
nuisance,
It is.
I think that we need to act, unfortunately.
Wow.
cause it's,
That brings the next question up, do you really wanna replace it? The kids are gonna be allowed in there, are they gonna trash the next one?
My feelings almost just be make like a pavilion type thing, not a gazebo, but just some kind of a nice flat brick area. I don't know.
Discuss that next year.
Yeah, we can discuss that next year.
Put them all?
I think that one there has
We
been
just don't have
there
packets,
since
we just don't have
1985.
packets like these.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can sign them and
Yeah,
then
some
tomorrow I can
issues.
catch up with you for signature.
Yeah,
It was put in,
You
it
don't have to
wasn't,
stay.
yeah, it wasn't really put on.
there was no foundation, just sitting
Yeah,
on
thanks,
red,
Sharon.
Thanks, Sharon.
sitting on red brick, some of it.
Yeah.
Right,
You know,
Put
that
one
doesn't-
cement
they've been
block
better
in.
off,
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, other
2 inches in
towns
and
have
it was-
gazebos in their
you know,
centers.
racking all the time.
I mean, like I said, I looked at part of it and it said red brick under it, you know? Why you
Be
put
any
red
different?
chimney brick under it, you know? It doesn't give it a sign.
All right, so, a lot of discussion. What do you wanna do? You wanna tear it down?
That's my thing.
I'd hate, we already had an evaluation done of it by
Team.
team, and they,
And we spent a fortune on it.
and they said,
Crazy to
and
have it evaluated.
and they already said it's
It's
a hazard.
It's a hazard, yeah.
Yeah, so,
It's, what is the term, racking?
yeah.
Well, it's racking,
it's
it's because
twisted.
Because of
there's no
frost. There's
foundation.
no foundation, so the frost gets under it and heaves it back and forth.
And then
so
the spindles we've replaced
The
spindles
the
because they
kids are
kick them
kicking
out.
they kick
Yeah.
them out.
Right, yep. All right,
hate to
mean,
see-
that
hate to see
area-
it go,
The
but,
area looks really good landscaping wise.
but
right.
The problem is, if you don't have something over there with a roof on it and you have an event and it's showery, then there's no place for the people to,
Right.
you know.
Right.
I just said, it's kinda nice to come into the center of town, at
And
least
see
people
it.
know that that's the center.
I mean,
Yeah.
should we ask what's the difference? I mean, New Boston doesn't seem to be having any problems as far as I know with their gazebo in the center and, you know,
You get
Henniker's
this
got one right
bow
up
or-
there and you got the college and everything right there in the center of
Well,
town.
I don't think with this one, I don't think it takes much. You know, they made us
it's not in
not
great
not
shape.
really hard intentional, and it's rotted and it, see you. And then once one
I've
breaks,
seen them right up on the railings,
Mhm.
jumping up and
Yeah,
down
yeah.
over there when I've been in the
Eventually
stone
so-
building, so.
Eventually, somebody's gonna get up
Somebody-
on it and go through it. you
and
know.
that's what I don't wanna hear. I don't wanna hear that call.
Then
Or
we're gonna eat that.
Firing away at it and cut their hand open or something
Yeah.
like that, and guess who's liable?
All right,
Yeah,
well, I'll entertain an action.
I'll make a motion that we ask the DPW if at all possible they can demolish the gazebo before winter,
For safety purposes.
so yes, for safety purposes.
Is there a second?
second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
On the Parks and Rec, if you're going to the committee meeting, I've had a couple of phone calls that there's drinking going on up at
They're aware of it,
the, okay,
the people dealt with the July 4th very well, they handled it excellent, police were called,
mhm.
and they are aware of it, what they're gonna do about it. And that's another thing,
What was that?
speaking of that, I brought it up to Naomi.
Alcohol on the beach.
Alcohol.
No,
Smoking.
yeah, but, you know, anybody can hide beer.
Oh, I understand,
But-
right,
But they did, I mean, July 4th, they had an issue up there, their people handled it very well. And I guess the police have swung through a few more times, so hopefully. But they also, there was 8, 9 people there last Tuesday night. And they brought forth their feelings again.
At the meeting? At the Parks meeting?
Rec meeting.
Yep.
To make that a resident-only park. And I said, well, and the woman had
I don't think,
deeds and this and that and everything else, and I says, and I gave it to Naomi, she came up with 4 or 5 different definitions of the word public. And like one guy said, that the deeds are 40, 41, and 44. He says, do you really think public back then meant Manchester, Nashua people coming to Weare? No. And I said, well, we've checked this out before, and I said, you also have to check Mr. Chase's will out, because it's also stated in there.
right,
What they would like is our attorney to check the deeds, check his will, and put it in writing, define the word public.
According to what the deeds and the will say.
What the intent of the deed is.
I think that's something too that have to be run by town council, because there's been, you know, public has been brought to so many different
Levels.
court decisions
And
that it's,
they also brought up that, like Goffstown did, perhaps make the parking lot permitted only. With no walking. You
Right,
can't park side the road anyways.
right.
But,
Well,
you know, like
it
I told,
is-
like
it
I
is-
told him, I said, this is all gonna,
Yeah.
won't be anything you're gonna be doing this year.
Well, it's permitted, it's, you know, pretty much anyway for, you know, you get to pay for a sticker as a resident.
Right, but
But you make it every, you know,
But they pay
I
a
mean,
fee.
residents only,
yeah, and there's
Period.
already been, I just heard that there is a petition starting to circulate to make it
and
resident, so.
I told the woman, I says, if you really want the selectmen to look at this, I said, you need a petition. She said, yeah, we need 25 signatures. I said, no, that's to get it on the warrant. I said, if you're gonna have a petition to come before the selectmen, you need 300-400 signatures on it, and we probably take it into a little bit better consideration. She said, I'll do what I can.
What about, speaking with Gordon Russell, he probably have some idea, I mean, that was his grandfather's property, he might have some idea.
Who?
Gordon Russell.
Well, I think John brings up the point that you have to look at the will, and then look at all the deeding
Right.
things, and then bring it before legal counsel, because I don't think that's gonna be within our purview to
I
make
thought there
that
was
decision
something
until we
years
get the
ago
legal
that they looked
No.
at.
review on it.
It's been
It's
checked
been
on.
reviewed, I know that.
I know when, back in the 70s, it was checked on, and
I think I was in the eighties
I
too.
think it was done again in the 80s.
Um,
And
The
we
other thing
kinda
you have to
have-
take into consideration
We-
is state boat ramp,
Well,
isn't it?
I don't know.
no,
I think
No.
it is.
No, there's no state funding for that boat
No,
ramp.
because
The
that's,
one that used to be the public access ramp is now closed off.
because we, remember we were gonna raise money to.
Or raise money,
that's right.
Right.
to
exactly.
fix
And
that,
that's
so that was
gated.
ours.
That's
And with a
good.
state
No.
boat ramp, you can't,
And these people
Can't
said
gate it and
they
not
would
let
have
them
no
out.
problem paying $25-30 a year instead of the 10 they pay now to keep people out of it. But
I have to laugh, because we brought that up,
I don't know.
Man, that was.
and got our head, you know, one person come in and says, oh yeah, you should be, to fund this, you should be raising fees. We go to raise funds, it's the same one that gets
Yeah,
up and
I
says,
know.
what are you doing?
Yeah, oh,
You
yeah.
know,
So I don't know
so I think that's,
if we wanna
But
expend that over to the town council or
I'd say,
$1,200 to have them read those 3 deeds in his will and come up with a definition.
And it came about because of,
July 4th.
the drinking and the smoking.
no, it came about because there was parking on both sides of the road,
Yep,
Yep.
and it was, those that parked in the no parking side got ticketed, right?
yep.
you know, the whole thing is that
Yeah,
in the
but
70s,
vehicles couldn't get
the
through.
town of Weare wasn't very big, but today, we have 9,000 people who are
Yes,
already in town.
And not
And-
counting,
And
Well,
that's
this
what,
woman
hot.
said that she knew of a people
It was
up on Goffstown
and
that
what,
had friends up from Nashua. Well, geez, we only got one permit down in Goffstown, so, okay, we'll go to Weare. They all came up to Weare.
well, they can't go to
they can go to.
Daniels
Cross
Lake
Lake.
anymore.
But they only got one permit, and they needed two or three vehicles to take all these people to the lake. So they said, well, we can't go to Goffstown, we'll go to Weare.
A lot of them go
And
to
they
Cross
can't,
Lake.
you know, they can't go
Just
to
state park
Daniels
or
Lake
something?
Or
anymore.
go to Clough. I think where that little Chase Park is so small that I would think that it suits the town of Weare, but I think opening it up to anybody and everybody, I think
That's where you
today,
gotta,
you got
you
9,000
gotta have
people in town.
legal counsel to define the word public.
Right.
So is it the consensus of the board to have legal counsel look into this at this point in time?
I would say wait till we get if we get a petition for it, then, I
Yeah,
mean,
'cause-
or have, you know, Parks and, I mean, it's all over,
Well,
but
nothing's
I
gonna
mean,
be
Parks and
done
Rec
till
should be
next year
bringing this
anyway.
to
Oh,
us.
yeah, I mean, nothing's
That's,
gonna get done.
that's
till
what I
next
wanted,
week.
that's really what I want, I
The-
want,
the
I want
department-
that board to bring it
You
to
know,
us,
the director of Parks and Rec should be bringing this forward to us,
from that board.
from the board.
Yeah, that's, I would like to see that as a formality, that,
You know, and that way it's a vote on by their board, and at that point it's brought forward instead of,
Yeah,
that way we make sure that this is actually what they want.
And that's gonna put that back to them to
Yeah.
get their petition to go to
Right.
Park and
You
Rec.
go with
Right.
that, yeah,
And that's
instead of
fine.
us,
yeah,
Cause
that's
at
Carrying
town
the-
meeting
carrying
time,
the-
when we're looking at warrant articles, Laura looks at it anyway.
right,
We
exactly,
could just
so,
look at that one as well.
and,
But that
you know,
didn't-
not for nothing at times that, you know, Parks and Rec comes forward with stuff, but they don't,
mhm.
and we've had this discussion, they don't focus on that one thing, they'll go to this, then they'll, okay, we didn't get there, we'll jump to that instead of keep fighting for
Right.
one issue.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be my next question is what happened to the safety concerns at Bolton Field now? That's my question, is now we're gonna go build ballparks when we had safety concerns of down south and
Right.
up north.
Right.
Where'd those go? They vanish?
Well, the one on Quaker Street, they are gonna have that gate locked with a combination lock,
They do?
and they
They're
will.
going to.
Oh,
They will give that combination to whack, and each coast will be signing in and signing out. So
Okay.
when they leave that line of field, it'll be locked.
Okay, I'm just thinking as
Game camera.
devil's advocate that you know that we've had boat launch on there because of safety. We've had Bolton Field on there because of safety. We've had Innocent on there because of safety, and now here we are. We're gonna build all fields. And it gets back to Jack's point of where we focus.
yeah, and plus did you say the skateboard rink had the safety issues over there?
Yeah, that too.
And
Out of town people coming up.
that one's always a hot potato, because it's,
Right.
you know, it's at school.
Right, but it's just a thought. I just I'm thinking that out loud. So.
I mean, are all of the ball fields being used?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
you'd be surprised.
Oh yeah. All
Yeah,
of
I'm
them.
just asking.
Yeah, all of them are being used. Yeah.
They don't have kids in school anymore.
There's wait, according to what they said last week, there's waiting list
I wouldn't doubt it.
to get in the fields. That's why they're trying to plan 2 or 3 more fields
Yeah.
within the next 4 or 5 years.
And I think we played out in Hayfield when I was a kid out there.
Yeah, and you
we
get
did.
the
Behind
ball field at
that
the
was
school.
just a hayfield we used to play out there.
Yeah, but you get
But that's
restrictions to go there, and you go to the one up at the high school, you get restrictions to go there.
That's
so you
schools,
can't.
right.
Yeah, so that's schools, but.
All set, John?
That's all I had.
Jan, you had something?
That was what I had.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Two birds, one stone.
B,
Yeah,
Non-public under
C, A, all
C.
the above.
you wanna take care of that first?
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass these down, and you can go into non-public, you're gonna have to sign, I'm gonna have them sign tax deeds before we go into non-public,
Okay.
so.
Okay.
You can start those and,
All right. We're gonna sign tax deeds before we go in non-public, and then we're going non-public under C, and then we will be adjourning after that.
alright, well, you're gonna do that, I'm going downstairs.
You get a blast of hot air. Oh, this one doesn't have a paper clip on it, these last two don't. It's just a bunch stacked, okay.
That's light.
I don't know why these are just single pages.
These single pages, those
she
are,
doesn't have the backup, she said, on the backs of
Oh.
those. She would, I heard her tell Naomi.
these are the ones we just,
Just went over, I think,
yeah.
right?
I think so, too.
I was gonna say, boy, this is what happened to the paper clip on these.
Yeah.
It
It's
looked like it was only
really
single
light
sheet.
real quick.
Yeah.
Getting a writer's cramp. When you signed up for this, do you ever think you have to sign your name too many times?
Oh. I sometimes forget how to write it.
Go home like,
I couldn't have called from my Yeah, the last few don't have the documents with them,
Right, we noticed that.
sorry.
We're like,
She was just hitting the print button,
wow, these got late.
cause I have to notarize them all tomorrow.
Oh, maybe like. right
No,
in.
Is that a
Sharon,
stamp?
Sharon's gotta sign them all.
No,
No,
you
I have to
get-
sign them and then stamp them, sign them and then stamp them.
So you'll get writer's cramp tomorrow.
You get your signature like Jack, couple scribbles, and there it is.
Yeah. I'm trying to write fast, but I can see, he just goes,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was
A
on.
J and something and a Y. And,
Yeah, you wouldn't know
Yeah, look
that.
at who's talking.
I was just gonna say, you
Yeah.
do the F and the W and the,
Yeah.
and
You
the
get my
H,
initials, don't you?
and that's all.
I can't even tell what Jack is.
I'm no real copy.
My kids do that too, they type it, they go a J and then they
There
get
was
a
an
B.
accident down by your house yesterday.
There was?
Yep, that was. I was there.
You were?
Mm-hmm.
I would've waved if I saw
What time was that?
I was standing off this side.
Motorcyclist.
4 o'clock or so.
There's 2 of them right back to back.
Yeah, 3:30, 4 o'clock. Yeah, we had 2 motorcycle accidents actually. One in the Cliff State Park and one in.
Actually, we had 3. We had one
Was that before the lightning
earlier,
strike?
yeah.
I heard them when it closed down.
There was a big boom and, cause I got a thing across
was
my
over at
phone
Cliff
and
State
it
Park. That was over
warned
in
in
the-
Goffstown about
in the
the
riding
thunder
area.
shower and then it went boom and I was like, nothing.
Yeah, they had trees down and
Mhm.
heavy winds in New Boston and
Yep.
over
Oh,
that
yeah.
way.
It
Power
was violent,
outages.
but we didn't get it luckily. So, all right, moving on non-public under RSA 91A3 Roman numeral 2C.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.